This is a review on the Trick or Treat Studios 6-scale Michael Myers figure as seen in Halloween Kills. Now, as we first take a look at the packaging the figure comes in, the front of the artwork is the theatrical poster that was used to market Halloween Kills. And on the back of the box, we can see this very nice shot of Michael, very badass. On each side of the packaging, we have the logo right there, Halloween Kills, 6-scale Michael Myers figure, of course made by Trick or Treat Studios. And on the inside, we have this shot of Michael standing inside his own house, up top the staircase, and we have this little quote here. I don't know what it says. I think my vision's a little blurry. I really can't read that. I think I lost my glass. Taking a look at the head sculpt, I think it is very nicely painted and sculpted. It looks exactly like the masks as seen in Halloween Kills. We can see the burnt up neck. We can see the bullet wound that Karen gave Michael Myers on the side of the cheekbone right there. Pretty gnarly and nasty, very bloody. And of course, on the right side of the mask, we have the burns and the whole scorched side of the mask. It looks absolutely disgusting. I think they really nailed this mask, and it especially looks better than their actual mask that they sell. When it comes to these head sculpts for these Michael Myers figures, I think Trick or Treat Studios really nails them. They look really accurate to the screen-used mask. We can see on the back here we have the scorched up hair. We have the neck slit where you can see Michael put on his mask. You can see his neck back there. And overall, it's a very nice sculpt. I do like this mask. Just like the 2018 figure, the Halloween Kills figure does a great job at hiding the eyes. Very pitch black until you shine a light directly at his face. You can see his dead eye on the left side and his regular eye on the right side. Very, very nice. Moving on to the coveralls of the figure, we can see it's very banged up. It's got bullet holes scattered around the coveralls. We've got some sort of burn mark here, which it feels kind of lighter than it should be. I don't know what's up with that, but we can see the very good a detail. You have a zipper right here if you want to undress Michael for some reason, but he does have a blue undershirt in there. You can see blood stains all over his suit. And once you flip the coveralls around, you can see the other damage done to Michael, like that slash that Laurie gave him in the 2018 film. You got some more bullet wounds, and on the back, it's overall pretty standard, but pretty grimy and disgusting. Now moving on to Michael's left hand, of course, 2 fingers, the pinky and the index finger shot off by Laurie. You can see it's all bandaged up, and it looks very gruesome and grimy. You can see the dirt and blood caked on Michael's fingers. It's very nice. This is probably one of the most detailed figures that Trick or Treat has done so far. In here you can see a close-up of the hand. You can see how red his fingertips are, and there's some blood splattered onto his fingers, which are probably a mixture of his blood and someone else's blood. And of course, the relaxed hand on the other hand is very dirty and grimy. It's got muck all over it. It's very gross and very well detailed. And you can see the veins on the back of his hand as well. You can see just how his fingertips get slightly darker. Just a lot of dirt and grime. This guy is disgusting, man. This is one of the most disgusting Michael Myers designs I've ever seen. We can also take a look at the boots here finally for the design. You can see they're well sculpted and detailed, and there's a lot of blood and just dirt at the tip of the boot. If you could see it there, it's got like a little red hue. It's pretty gross, and here's the rest of the boot. Very well detailed and painted. As we move on to the articulation of Michael here, he does indeed have a ball joint at the head, which allows for good neck articulation and rotations, and it's very well articulated. And for some reason, my Michael Myers has a loose head. It's very loose. You can kind of pop it up and down. It's a little weird. I don't know what that's about. Now, there is a crunch here in the abdomen, but it is limited due to the padding of the coveralls. There's a lot of padding in this figure. The arms can come out about that far. They go out far enough. I think they're a reasonable amount. And of course, both arms have a single arm bend, which allows it to come out about that far. It's decent enough. And of course, there is a wrist joint in both hands, which allows for good articulation and rotation. There are 2 joints in the hips, which allow Michael to kick up this far, but do be careful because the coveralls will bunch up like that, and that's only due to the fact that there's a lot of padding. There's a double bend in both knees, which allow Michael to bring his knees back that far. And finally, we have a singular ball joint at the boots, which allows for a good amount of articulation and rotation. You can see another good look at the dirt at the boots. Overall rotation is good and the design of this figure is good, but now we can take a look at the accessories that this figure comes with. Michael here comes with this right hand, which allows him to wield certain weapons. Of course, it's very detailed and grimy. You can see the disgusting black wash that they use to get into the cracks and crevices of the hand. And of course, the back of the hand, you can see the blood stained all over his fingertips and the back of his hand right there. It's very disgusting. You can see the vein as well. This is a really detailed grabby hand. Now, all you want to do to swap out the hands is get a good grip on that forearm right there and get a good grip at the hand and just begin to twist and pull until it pops out like that, and then you can replace the hands. And of course, just reverse those steps, get a good grip on the forearm, begin to twist and push in the new hand that you want to replace with. And here's the hand on the figure now. It looks very cool, and we can finally take a look at the accessories, the weapons that Michael can use. Of course, just like every other single Michael Myers figure that we have gotten ever, what would a Michael Myers figure be without his handy-dandy, trusty, iconic kitchen knife that he uses? Of course, we have a black handle with a silver blade and a lot of blood caked on it. This knife has been recently used. And here is what Michael looks like holding the knife. Of course, very awesome, very disgusting, a very nasty knife, and he is ready to use it whenever he so damn pleases. And quickly, here's what he looks like holding the knife the other way. Still pretty cool. Now here we have an accessory, which is attached to probably one of the most gory, ruthless, no mercy kills. This is the fluorescent light that Michael used to stick into that poor lady's neck. I don't even know how she survived that, to be honest. That's insane. Like, could you just imagine all those shards of glass sticking inside your neck? Because this guy just... I don't even want to think about that kill. Jesus Christ. And of course here, since this is a Halloween Kills figure, we have good old Huckleberry here that Tommy used throughout the film and that Michael used to smash his stupid head in. That was a funny kill. This is pretty funny. Now, if you're Tommy Doyle, this is probably the last thing you want to see after holding that thing and swinging old Huckleberry here. You don't want to see Huckleberry in the arms of this man right here. And finally, when it comes to weaponry that Michael can use, he has this entry tool that he used at the beginning of the film when the house was ablaze and he escaped after killing that fireman. This thing was a really cool weapon that he used and a really cool fight scene. Probably one of the cooler, most badass moments of Michael in this franchise when he walked out holding the Halligan bar ready to mess up all the firefighters. But if you also want to be entirely accurate to that scene, we have another beaten up, shot off hand, left hand, that Michael got, of course, damaged from Laurie, but this is before he bandaged it up, and it's pretty gruesome and disgusting. And there you go. Michael is now ready to fuck shit up and kill some firefighters. So, overall, I think this is Trick or Treat Studios' best adaptation of a Michael Myers figure in the 6-scale, 12-inch form. Really cool, very awesome details. I really only have one kind of nitpick complaint, is that the shoulder burn is a little too bright than it should be. I think the burn on that shoulder should be darker and maybe a bit more spread out. But otherwise, I think they really nailed this figure. And overall, very fun to pose, very fun to use all the accessories. I'm probably going to display him with the kitchen knife because I think he looks the most badass holding, of course, his kitchen knife. Now here Michael is next to his previous counterpart, the Halloween 2018 figure. I think both look great next to each other, both have great detail, and I cannot wait for the confirmed in the works Halloween Ends figure to come out, so we can finally knock out this timeline. And of course, the Dr. Loomis and the Halloween 3 figures to come out as well. Now when comparing these two figures, the Halloween Kills figure is slightly taller, but that's not too much of an issue. But this guy retails for about $200 plus tax and shipping, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.